Hi everyone, welcome. This is Coloring Lana Green's Freebie Part 4. I am anticipating this to be the last part of this, but we will see how far I get because there are still a few things I want to show you. The only thing I did off camera was finish her blanket except for these stripes right here. And this is just washi tape, and I just threw it on to kind of help frame in my image for a background, and it went with the colors on my blanket. So that is the only thing that I did. I want to do a couple leaves. I've had a couple requests for leaves. And then I want to do eyes. So we will go from there. I forgot to pull my eye color, so give me 1 second. I hope everyone is doing well and that their project is going well. Again, if you have any questions or need help with anything, please let me know. Okay. So I'm not going to do incredibly dark eyes. I am going to do brown eyes, but I don't want too dark of eyes because I still kind of want the reflections and the depth to show through. So I'm going to pull you in a little closer and we will do eyes first. All right, that should be close enough for eyes, and then I'll be able to do a couple leaves too, maybe a feather. So yeah, I'm going to pull Ochre first. Oh, sorry, my phone's on the charger and I hit the cord every time. This is going to be my base color. So this will tell me whether I want to go darker or lighter. So I'm not coloring over the white spots that the artist has put in the eye. I want to keep those there, and I will enhance those with gel pen. Okay. Then I'm going to take dark brown. I'm coming down from the top of the eye, and I'm kind of shading around that eye where that black line is. Okay, so bringing that dark down. Now this part will be up to you if you don't like the ochre. This is a Koi Eye Noir pencil because I didn't have a Prismacolor the color I wanted. This is, don't even know where they put the names on these. This is a burnt ochre in that color as well, or that pencil brand as well. So it is just a little bit lighter and a little more red. And it just really goes with that dark brown well. I think a sienna brown in Prismacolor would go well, but so those are how. Bring it down a little because it looked kind of weird. I don't want her to look like she has a sleepy eye. Okay. I am going to come in on her eyelids with a sharp tip. This is dark brown. I'm just kind of like you would draw on eyeliner. Same with this eye. And I am doing brown instead of black. I feel like black would be really harsh for this picture right here. So, and then very lightly, I'm not necessarily going to draw a line in. But I'm just going to shade it a little on the bottom as well. We should meet in the corners. And we should have some eyes in. Okay, the next thing I want to do is leaves. Now the leaves are going to be up to you. So what I will do is I'm going to show you a couple different combinations I have for leaves, and then you can kind of decide what shade you want your leaves to be. Let me pull a little piece of paper here. It's a little scrap notebook from Dollar Tree. Works real well for this kind of thing, so you don't have to see all my other scribbles as well. Let me pull my favorites super quick. I do recommend Tuscan Red, Dark Brown, Sienna Brown, Goldenrod is a great color, Orange, Yellow, Spanish Orange, even if you want to go Orange to Yellow, Canary Yellow, Yellow Ochre. Those are all great leaf colors. Chartreuse works well if you want more of a greeny leaf. So all I'm missing is my Tuscan Red. There we go, and my Goldenrod. Okay, so if you're going to go for more of a green yellow leaf, then my combination is goldenrod, and it's going to look silly, but work with it for a second. Chartreuse, and yes, that is really bright. Yellow ochre, and that will just kind of tone everything down and blend it together. And canary yellow. Okay, now I'm going to go a darker combination, but here is a nice red one. So this is crimson red. Okay, you can go poppy red or you can go straight to orange. You can also do Tuscan red at the beginning if that is not Tuscan red. One second. I have two terracottas out and I thought one was a Tuscan red apparently. So not the brown color. The brown color looks nice too, but it was not the color I was going for. So Tuscan red, crimson, poppy red, orange. Okay, or if you want to start with orange, then you can go to this is Spanish orange and canary yellow. Now, because I'm working with browns and yellows, I'm going to stick with a little more of a dark brown. And I'm going to go to crimson, which is going to be a nice fall-y kind of blend. Then I'm going to use my poppy red for lights. And if I need it, I'm going to jump straight either to this for a nice contrast with the brown, or maybe some orange. So totally up to you. You can swatch them, kind of set them here next to her, see what combination stands out to you best. As you can see, this brown really brings out the brown over here. So that's why I'm going to do it that way. I don't know if I will have time to do all the leaves, but I will certainly try to do a few of them with you. So I'm going to pull my dark brown first, and I'm going to follow the shape of this leaf. So these are a little more realistic, so you're going to want to find point, and you're really going to want to kind of stay with these veins. Shade where she has shaded with your darkest color. Now with these darker red leaves, it is a little harder to see the dark brown and the red, like one where it stops and where one begins. But it's still going to be important to stick with what she's put in. And if you feel like you want one shade darker, throw some sepia in there. Or dark umber works well. Chocolate. Okay, I'm going to shade where this is overlapped right here. Right there. You're going to want to go slow. Do not try to race through these leaves. Okay, now I'm just kind of going through, making sure I darken it up a little. Okay. And then we're going to pull out that crimson red. And I'm going to go on the inside of all my brown. Now I'm not going to color it completely because I still want highlights colors in there. I'm going to go right over the top of it. Now I can always come back in and darken up that brown again, so we're not going to worry about losing that brown. Sharpen this. Sorry, every time. Oh, no. Try to keep my hand out of the way here. No. My cat is obsessed with the pencil sharpener, so anytime I sharpen a pencil, she wants to come help. Now, there was no line right here where I put this red. I put this red in here because I wanted it there. Totally up to you, but I think it'll look nice if this side of the leaf is highlighted a little bit more. So just darkening up a couple of the spots so my highlights are brighter. I want the bottom of this leaf to be pretty dark. Okay, your choice if you want to bring in the Tuscan red. I'm not going everywhere, but I really want a couple of these to be a little darker. And then I'm going to bring in my poppy. Now, all your leaves do not have to be the same. You can do a combination of the colors, whatever you think will look good on your page. And I'm going to bring in this yellow. If you do not like the color you have, you can easily get rid of it. I want a little of this yellow in here with this brown. Now, if you did more of a green and blue on your blanket, then the green goldenrod leaf would probably look good on your paper. I don't have a lot of green on mine, so it's not gonna look as good. Okay. Just kind of bringing in a little orange. I will fix up around the lines here a little bit where I got wild. I want to blend my colors first. Make sure I got all the way to the tips of the leaves here. Okay, that is going to be leaf number 1. This one over here, I think I'm going to do a little brighter. So I'm going to start with my orange. Probably still going to bring in some brown, but maybe red. Again, just kind of marking where the veins in those leaves are. Shading my dark spots. Okay, I'm going to come in with a little poppy in the dark spots. The great thing about this being shaded is you don't have to guess where the shading is on your leaf. It's already done for you. You'll notice I am going in lighter. I am not blending yet. I'm just putting my colors down. That's because I'm going to bring canary yellow in and blend it all together. So here's my canary. And then I'm going to bring dark brown, and that's just because I want to do the stem. And then I'm just going to streak. I'm not going to press hard. Just lightly streak it in over the top of the other colors. And then you can just play with it. Like, I don't like this spot right here, so I'm just going to blend it out a little bit. Get rid of any streaks that are really dark. Right. Oh, I just threw a pencil on the floor. So those are how I'm going to do, there's a lot of wax on this leaf when I look in the camera. Those are how I'm going to do the leaves. The one by her face, I'm probably going to do more of a darker so it stands out. The background, I think I'm going to do a nice blue, so I'm trying to keep that in mind with my colors. Let's do a feather real quick. Let's see. 14 minutes. Doing good. So this is a black. I'm going to sharpen. And just like the hair, this is going to be almost the same technique as the hair. Again, adjust to your colors as necessary. I'm going to turn this a little more, and I'm going to flick. Darker where I want it darker, remember? Oh, got a little wild. That's all right. I don't want my my goodness, my feather to necessarily kind of just roughing up the edges a little. Put a little dark streak in there. I want to keep those. Okay, if you are doing both your feathers the same color, same process. Sorry about all the turning, but I have to turn to be able to flick the right direction here. Again, just a couple to rough up the edges here. Okay. My next color I'm going to pull is Putty Beige, and it's kind of a brownish gray. And I'm also going to pull 50% Cool Gray. Same thing like we did with the hair. Now I kind of want parts of this to stay the whitish feel so I can put in the Putty Beige, but the gray is going to help us blend. So I'm not going all the way toward the middle with the gray. Gonna add a couple. I feel like it needs it because I don't want a lot of gray. I do want it to be a black feather. Okay, Putty Beige. This just is because feathers aren't really white. If you look at them close, they have a little bit of tan to them. Not a whole lot. And then we're going to blend it with a white, which I thought I had ready to go. 1 second. I have too many pencils out here. Oh, right in front of me. White. Okay, I'm going to sharpen. Start from the middle and pull your color outward. That will keep your streaks. Okay. Now, if I weren't on camera, I would go and play with this a little more, but that is going to be the basis, and then you will just come through and kind of touch up whatever you don't like about it. Just kind of putting in the black right here. Kind of look like the feather was bald right there. Okay. Came over here. Sorry about the loud car. It's too hot to have my window shut. And then I start recording and everybody decides I need to drive somewhere. Nobody can stay home. Okay. I'm liking that for a feather. Liking the leaves. This necklace, I had a hard time deciding what I'm going to do with. But for me, I'm going to put my Putty Beige down as my lightest color. Now, it depends on if you're going to color your beads or do wooden beads, whatever you want. I think I'm going to go wooden. So I'm going to sharpen Sienna Brown. Now, not all of these are going to be the same color. So some of them I'm going to stick to the very bottom of the bead. Some of them make sure I'm on screen here. I'm going to color the whole bead. And this will make a little more sense here in a sec. Okay. So I'm just going to pick some random ones to fill in completely. Now, I'm pulling that dark brown. And I'm making sure I keep the shape of this necklace. We don't want it to become straight. And same thing, a couple of these I'm going to color in dark brown all the way. Color a couple separating parts here in between the beads. This is sepia again. Now my colors are, I'm all sticking towards the bottom of the bead here. And that's so when I come back with this beige, they will each have a little bit different color to them. So I didn't really do a pattern. I kept it random. You can do a pattern if you wish. But that is how I am going to do her necklace. And I'm going to keep it the same for all 3 strands. The background, I am most likely going to do a light layer of pastels, whether it be blue, probably blue, a nice light blue, to bring out all the yellows in her blanket and skin. I knew where I set my eraser. 1 second. Alright, I'm just going to clean up around this leaf a little bit. Notice I got a little wild here. Okay, I'm just going to quickly touch up this. Okay, I like that better. Trying to decide what part I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and just quickly show you. I'm going to stick with this turquoise red theme. So these little squares are going to be orange. Okay, and then right above the orange, I'm going to contrast it with the teal. Now I'm still following the shadowing on the blanket, so okay, and then also, I don't know if I mentioned on these, I came through with a fine tip black pen and just traced all the elements, and that black really brought out the design. And it goes with her hair, so it wasn't like an odd color out. An important thing to remember that it took me a little while to learn when you're coloring a page is try to stick to 7-ish colors. Now, if you need a couple more, fine. If you don't use 7, that is fine. But the theory is when you start getting more than 7 colors, your page starts getting lost. Things start getting a little chaotic. So I was told between 5 and 7, but I think 7 is a good number. And again, that depends on what you're working on. Always an exception to the rule kind of thing. But just keep that in mind. Now, that is not 7 pencils. Like my red is already 3 colors. It is 7 colors. So I've got red, turquoise, this tannish yellow, brown, black. That puts me pretty close. I guess the necklace, the beige in the necklace would be. So that's why the colors of her skin, I tried to use other places. Helps just pull things together a little bit. All right. So then I'm gonna do red. And I'm gonna come back with my dark red, but and there is Lifelite. So I do live by the hospital as well, on top of everything else. So the helicopter in the background is Lifelite. We have one hospital here, and then we have a hospital a half-hour away, and then the closest one is 2 hours the other direction. But we have a lot of little towns around us, like little farm communities and things. So if you get in a wreck on one of those roads an hour away, they will Lifelite you here to town, or 2 hours the other way, depending on your injuries. So it's always a little noisy. All right, so now I'm going to come in with that dark red. And I did it this way just so I could make sure to get the shadow effect I'm going for here to match it with the dark. I just put in the dark teal. I don't like that. I muddied that. Don't do that. Don't touch your turquoise. I will come back with the turquoise and fix that. There we go. That's better. Okay, now it is your choice. Well, it's all your choice. What color you kind of want to put in there. As you can see, I have orange and yellow on this side as well. But I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with my yellow. And I am going to shade this yellow with the orange. But I wanted to get it in first to make sure it was the color and the pattern I wanted. See, like over here where it's darker. Now, I'm not going to shade it. I'm going to shade it with this, I believe. Pull it in with the rest of the colors from the blanket. Okay, so there is that. Now, I'm going to take that fine point pen again. Mine is an Arteza Ink Conic. This is 0.4. Maybe. Let me grab it. That one needs the tip cleaned, I'm sure. I'm going to make this line just a little thicker, make sure it covers up anywhere I went out of the lines a little bit. But I am going to go over all the lines, and this is going to seem a little tedious. But because I did it on the other side, it's really going to pull it together. It's going to look like one matching cohesive unit, and that's what I want. Alright, so I think I touched on a little bit of everything. So that should about finish up this piece. I can finish it up and I can post it. So if you are on my Instagram or in my Facebook group, you will be able to see the finished version if you need it to help you along with yours. Again, questions, comments, you can leave them down below. Requests for a new image, if you want to do another color along, anything like that, always welcome. It's hard to pick a page everyone's going to be into. Keep doing the same thing along the bottom, just kind of thickening this line up. I'm going to go over this one a little bit because my pen was kind of dying in the beginning here. There we go. That's better. All right, so I missed a couple fringes right here. I am going to fix that. Couple leaves. Her earrings, I'm going to do probably the brown to match that. All right, so I'm going to leave you with that. Like I said, I'm going to do these brown. I think traditionally they are pearl shells, so they are like, you can do black and silver or rainbowy colors, but I really want to stick to what I got going on here. So I'm just gonna, that was ivory. And take a little goldenrod for the dark. I put my ivory down first so that this color would automatically blend smooth in. Up to you if you want to add one shade darker of a color or what have you. Just touching a couple spots. This is sienna brown. This was the darkest color on her skin, so it goes well here. And then I will just kind of blend this out when I get everything how I want it. Okay, just gonna play with this goldenrod a little bit more. I think that looks pretty good. Might need a tiny dot of shadowing right here. Okay, and then I'm going to blend it all out with this cream again. Sorry for the bumping. Again, I want to thank everyone for all the kind words. I got so many kind words on the skin and the hair, and I got quite a few people that sent me their images and showed me how well they were doing. Oh, it makes my heart so happy when I know people are enjoying it and joining in. So fun. All right. But yeah, there we are. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you next video. Enjoy.